Hello everyone, I am Malini. My topic is induced systemic resistance. The induced resistance is an enhanced defensive capacity developed by the plant when it has been attacked by the pathogen infection. There are two types of induced resistance, namely the systemic acute resistance and induced systemic resistance. The induced systemic resistance is actually we're enhancing its defensive mechanism by the application of external application of certain chemicals as a non-pathogenic virulent strain. It's a hypersensitive response. At that situation, the plant exhibits the extreme defensive mechanism. But systemic acute resistance is alike, but it is the inherent immunity of the plant system which is actually present within the plant system. So it's a phenomena that in which the disease susceptible plant has been treated with these certain chemicals such as the jasmonic acid and the ethylene compound which has been produced by that virulent strain, which activates its defensive mechanism. The induction of the ISR is mainly by the non-pathogenic plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. It is induced by certain rhizobacteria that do not cause as a necrotic lesions. It depends upon the ethylene and the jasmonic acid compounds, but the salicylic acid is involved in the systemic acute resistance. The induced systemic resistance is naturally present in the plant, but we are enhancing by the external application. What are the properties of the PGPR? It is involved in the nitrogen fixation, increases solubility of the increases the solubility of the limiting nutrients which are not available to the plant. It stimulates the nutrient delivery and its uptake. Production of the phytohormones is involved in the cell division and the cell elongation. Modulation of the plant development from the simple tissue to the complex tissue. It's untreated plant which shows as a drastic damaged plant. It is a treated plant which is treated with natural and synthetic compounds. It enhances the defensive capacity of the plant. So it shows the reduced disease symptoms. It's a mechanism in which the plant growth promoting rhizobacteria involves the jasmonic acid compound and the ethylene compound secretion. It is the NPR1 gene involved in the resistance mechanism, defense mechanism. It's a rhizobacterium. It's a pathogen. Its mechanisms in the disease cycle. So jasmonic acid response and ethylene response. This GR1 protein and ETR1 protein has been synthesized. Here the pathogen exhibits the salicylic acid compounds. So the jasmonic acid response and ethylene response at PDF 1.2 it is involved in the ISR. It is involved in the ISR mechanisms. So the defensive compounds. So the defensive compound is the ISR and the PR protein is involved in systemic acute resistance. The agents reported to elicit the ISR compounds. The fungi exhibits jasmonic acid, bacteria, ethylene compounds, viruses, beta-aminobutyric acid, insects, gamma-aminobutyric acid, and the factors such as INA, sodium phosphate, and the linoleic acid. It's a difference between the systemic acute resistance and the induced systemic resistance. In the induced systemic resistance involves jasmonic acid and ethylene compounds, where the systemic acute resistance involves salicylic acid compound. The induced systemic resistance is salicylic acid dependent, it's salicylic acid dependent. The necrosis reaction is absent, necrosis reaction is present in the systemic acute resistance. So here there is no necrotic action, we are actually involving the non-pathogenic rhizobacterium or microorganisms only. It's a more elastic, it's a less action against necrotrophs and insects against the biotropes. So continuous irritation is required, it's not required continuous irritation. Here different genes is PDF 1.2, here PR proteins. The ISR by the chemical activators. Here ISR in the topic against a Peronospora tabacina. It's a water treated plant. It's treated with the beta-aminobutyric acid. It shows healthy leaves compared to this plant. This shows healthy leaves. It's a pollination of the Plasmopora viticulum, the grape leaf disc. It's floated in the water. It is floated in the beta-aminobutyric acid. Here gives the maximum. It shows the maximum pathogen spore production for discharge. It's a difference between the treated plant. It is difference between the treated and the untreated. Advantages: it gives sustainable crop production, reduces environmental pollution because we are not using any pesticides. It increases the biodiversity. It's a more target specific than the chemicals. It gives a larger and healthier and better yields. Some other disadvantages, even though it has some advantages, also causes some disadvantages. Accumulation of the undesirable metabolites in the plant, it causes consumption of these compounds. The low molecular elicitas are not available and high molecular compounds and cannot diffuse in the plant. This is a plant cell example. It can't be diffused inside the plant cells. It induced resistance may cause substantial losses in the yield because it's an energy demanding process. So the reference I have referred. Thank you, friends.